Marlene Phillips. I'm the Research and Documentation Specialist in St. Kitts Department of Culture, and I'm also the lead SKN focal point for Intangible Cultural Heritage for UNESCO. Intangible Cultural Heritage is the method of doing something. There are 5 different categories that we look at intangible cultural heritage. One is the performing arts, and I'll give you an example. In St. Kitts, an example would be the traditional folklore. You've got the actors, the bull, makajumbis, clown, and the dance that they do falls into the performing arts category of intangible cultural heritage. So we've done some research in St. Kitts to look at the actors, some other art forms like David and Goliath, the mummies, Giant in Despair. And yes, they're physical performers, but the intangible part is what they would say, the kind of dance that they would do when they're performing those things. So that's what ICH is. Another area is traditional herbs like medicine. What those herbs are used for. For example, I know that mabi is a popular drink here, in St. Kitts and Nevis. So the method in making mabi, what are the health benefits of it. Another area that we discovered in St. Kitts is storytelling. There are people like Crichton Pension, even Tony Fredericks, and a few other people that tell old tales about how it used to be, or Jumbie stories and things like that, and pass on that information to the next generation. The art form of being a storyteller. Not everybody is good at telling a story. Some people are more expressive, and the children and people engage, when they tell the story, and they would also know a lot about the culture and the history of a place. So those are some of the things that a project, we did a pilot study to conduct some research in St. Kitts and Nevis to see what elements we could discover in a short period of time, and those were some of them. And so we had to, as a part of the project, we had to train people from the community on how to do the interviews, putting together the questions, operating a digital video camera or an audio recorder, researching who they're going to go talk to and about what, taking digital photographs of the person they're interviewing and the element itself. And so we've trained these people here in St. Kitts and in Nevis. They've done the research. Wednesday we're having a meeting at the Warner Park Cricket dining room, and we're going to be meeting with the research teams. We had 7 research teams here in St. Kitts, each comprised of a coordinator, a team coordinator, an interviewer, a researcher, and a media person. So each of those 7 teams went out into the community, did the research, and brought back the information from what they gathered. So the meeting we're having tomorrow is sort of a continuation of ICH. We're going to get feedback from them on what the actual experience was like, because some of them are, they've held a camera for a first time, and, we want to improve the process. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're establishing, we actually already have established an ICH Secretariat in St. Kitts Department of Culture. So these people who we've trained with this skill set, we're going to continue working with them in the future to go out into the community and to research more ICH elements that we want to safeguard. So it's sort of like a fact-finding mission where we want suggestions on how to improve the process. We hope that the meeting will inform us where more training is necessary. And we'll also be discussing, the future of the Secretariat and coming together with some ideas on a seminar that we're going to present next month to the public on all the research that we've found. It's extremely important because the intangible part of our lives is our identity. This is what, if you think about your own family and how you were raised and the food your parents, whether your father or your mother, prepared for you, these are things that bring back memories, and they're part of your tradition, and hopefully you will pass them on to your children when you have children. So it shapes the society. It shapes who the people are. So if you don't know your heritage, you don't know your culture, these are fond memories we have. Some of it is historical, Some of it is visual, things like carnival, why we celebrate carnival and how that transformed from Christmas sports into the carnival, St. Kitts Nevis Carnival that, thousands of people come to St. Kitts to enjoy. It's very, very important. And the Secretariat, the ICH Secretariat, is going to be working on things to safeguard these intangible elements. And that's why we did the training, because we can't, we need the people in the community to safeguard. It's not us at Department of Culture. The only reason these art forms are around is because there's people in the community that love performing them, love making the mabi, making the cassava bread, dancing, masquerade, doing the makajumbi. There's somebody out there that makes the sticks for the makajumbi. There's someone out there that makes the costumes. There's someone out there that plays the music that supports all of that. If what we found is that if the elders or the people in the community who are keeping it alive decide to stop, then your culture is lost. So to safeguard, we need to identify what these beloved traditions are, see if they're endangered of becoming extinct, and discuss with the tradition bearers how we can pass it on to the next generation and involve them in the whole process. In a 2 years project, we received in excess of $99,000 from UNESCO. Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund, which allowed us to do this project, which actually comes to an end on the 1st of April 2021. But the project itself, we've created the Secretariat, so even when the project ends, the Secretariat is going to exist and continue the work. It's been a really good experience because we feel that we've been giving people skill sets that they can use in their life and even in their own personal career. And we've created this network of ICH, we call them ICH research teams, because these are people who have been trained in all the different communities, and it's been enjoyable because we've been able to call upon them to go to certain events and to document them, and it's an extension of the work that we do at Culture. With the 2003 convention, UNESCO convention, I think what we've been doing already as a Department of Culture, the terminology has been defined. So before St. Kitts and Nevis signed on to the convention, St. Kitts and Nevis was already safeguarding its culture and its tradition. At Culture we have specialists, music, dance, drumming specialists that go into the schools and continue to teach these disciplines. And same in Nevis, they do the same thing. They have icons and specialists go into the school and keep it going. So it's been happening already, and with having this project, we've just learned the terms like, the people that keep it alive, they're tradition bearers. We've given titles, to define who it is and what they do. It's intangible cultural heritage. It's been happening for years before the convention. So it's just helped to define what St. Kitts Department of Culture does, and we focus on safeguarding intangible cultural heritage. And it's just taken us to the next level, I think, of where we want to go in terms of the future of Department of Culture.